Welcome, everyone, to Thursday night's short form improv comedy show, Comedy One Shots. We are Chaotic Good Improv, and we're very excited that you guys are out there watching us do some haha make 'em ups. I just swallowed down probably the hottest coffee I've ever done, and I'm trying to put on a straight face here, as if it doesn't hurt the searing flesh of my esophagus right now. So as I try and tickle my throat with some coolness, I want to introduce our cast. My name is Chris. Yeah, we've got Katie tonight. We've got Ty.
Yeah, Tay.
We've got Melanie.
Hey, Melanie.
And the man who's going to be doing most of the show running, and by most, I mean all. He's going to be pushing all of the buttons, rearranging faces, and doing all sorts of cool technical wizardry so that we can stream live to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube simultaneously. Our Hostmaster General, Chet. Woo! For tonight's show, you've never seen us do improvisation before. Maybe you've never seen improv before. Maybe you've just never seen before. This is your first day. You woke up, vision was back. It's a celebrate. We're going to be making everything up on the spot. We don't have anything planned, except for just the games that we're going to be doing. Because we don't have anything planned, we're going to be needing suggestions from you guys from time to time throughout the show. So when any of us is introducing the next game, before we start, we'll just ask for a suggestion. Feel free to type that into the chat. Maybe we'll ask for a type of occupation, or we'll ask for a location, or whatever. Just feel free to type it in. Type in more than one. Type in as many as you want. Chad will be monitoring the chat. We're all staring at each other on Zoom, so we don't really have the opportunity. But Chad will tell us which suggestion he's chosen, and we will improvise a scene based on that suggestion. And because the show's improvised, that means that this show will never exist again, and it's never existed before. This is it. It's a very existential sort of thing that you guys get to be a part of the process. And we're very thankful that you guys are processing that with us currently. And before we get started, though, I would like to turn it over to Chad for any pre-show announcements before we get the improv rolling. So, Chad.
Sorry.
Good. I wanted to wait for him to take a sip. I've been staring at his picture this entire time.
Guys, that water was entirely too cold. My apologies. Anyway, so like Chris said, welcome everyone. Good to have you with us tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting us give you the gift of free comedy on a Thursday night. Normally you have to go somewhere and get this, but we're doing it directly to your house, to your device. We are actually in the room with you right now looking at you. It's kind of weird. But for real though, thank you all for being here with us tonight and for supporting us so far. Hey, don't forget, you can always tell your friends, because we like to make as many people laugh as we can during this time. So please, Let your friends, family, neighbors, let's see, just random people on the streets. I usually go up, give people way too firm a handshake now, and just say, like, hi, I do improv. And they're like, who are you? And I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. It's awkward. But you know what? It gets the word out. And that's what we want you to do, too, because that helps us more than anything. Just let folks know that we're out here and ready to make them laugh. And also, we have people who not only support us in that way, but also support us through financial means like bit cheering on twitch.tv/chaoticgetimprov, or also Twitch subscribing. Eagle Panini and Jana Fidgets are the cool people who did that just now, and we really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. That keeps us loud, live, and funny. Mostly funny. Also, if you go to twitch.tv/chaoticgetimprov, where you're probably watching right now, to be honest, like Comedy Girly just did and cheered, you can also subscribe to us with a Twitch Prime subscription if you have Amazon Prime. That is no additional cost to you, throws a few coins in our bucket, and everybody wins. Mostly Amazon as well, but we do too, which is a great thing. So yeah, please do that. Twitch.tv/chaoticgetimprov. We really do appreciate it. Oh yeah, hype train up in here. Comedy Girly just kicked it off, so train that hype. That sounds like a book.
Train that hype.
Yeah, exactly. Gross. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, a hype is cute. It's like a pet. Anyway, and Katie Joe, thank you so much for your bit cheering as well. All right, guys, another thing that we like to do, of course, if you'd like to support us and get some wonderful merchandise as well, go to chaoticgetimprov.com. Check out our store. We have merch. We have apparel. We have cups. We have gadgets and gizmos aplenty, as the old Norse song goes. So, yeah, check it out, chaoticgetimprov.com, and check out the merch store we have there. We have all kind of really good stuff, none of which I brought on the stream again, but believe me, it's there. The pictures are better than I can give me anyway. So it's a great thing. chaoticgetimprov.com/store. Also, last thing, like Chris said, the show has never existed before and will not again, in that it's never been scripted. We don't know what we're going to do except for the games themselves. Everything's built on your suggestions, but when it's done, we like to put it in our vault, as it were. It's kind of an open vault situation, you know, plenty of floor space. You can kind of walk in and out. It's a very open concept. It's on YouTube. Which is, hey, check it out. The saxophonist is rating us with 22 people. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, 22 people about to see things made up. So, let's get to the funny, and just real quick, just so everybody knows, Frodo NL, thank you so much for the follow. So, just so you know, if you want to suggest a title for this show for the archives, if you hear our actors say something uproariously funny, or if you just hear a common theme that happens throughout the night that you think would make a great title, let me know in the chat. I am Chaotic Good Improv in the chat. And yeah, I put it in quotes or something. I'll put it in a list. We'll decide what we want to call the show. And you'll be our favorite person if we choose your title. Cool. Okay, that's a lot of explanation. Now let's get to the funny, which I know that all the people want to see. So we don't want to keep them waiting. Thank you so much again for the raid, you guys. All right, now let's get moving with some comedy. Chris, over to you, buddy.
All right, thank you, Chad. That was great. I've never seen you get so flustered from a raid before. So thank you, saxophonist, for flustering Chad. That's always fun. Chad's a good fluster, so you know.
Entertaining.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with our very first game here. This game is going to be for Ty and Katie. And what I need as a suggestion for this scene would be any location, any place. It doesn't have to be a particular country or city. It can be a room. It can be the trunk of your car. It can be a meadow. It doesn't matter what it is. Just feel free to type it into the chat. Chad will monitor that and let us know what he has chosen. Because we're about to play the game called Change. What's going to happen is Katie and Ty will improvise a scene based on the suggestion of this location that we're going to be getting from you guys. But anytime I want, I can say change. And when I say change, whoever just spoke will have to change the last thing they said to something completely different. And I can change them as many times as I want until I'm satisfied with the last thing they've said. And that last thing they said is now part of the scene. Nothing they said previously. None of those choices are real. So, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I've got power. It's fun. I get to change. So, Chad, do we have a suggestion of a location for this game of change?
Little Caesar's Pizza.
Little Caesars pizza.
Nice.
Good, good.
Nice.
Little Caesar, baby. Cheesers. All right, so this scene will have something to do with Little Caesar. They're going to use this suggestion as they see fit. This is changed with Ty and Katie in 3, 2, and 1.
Okay, so I got the pizzas. All right, so we're ready to go. I got it. They were hot and ready. I just grabbed all of them.
Oh, awesome! Because I grabbed all the soda, so this
Good.
is gonna be the best party.
I know. I mean, and we didn't have to pay for any of it. I mean, it was literally hot and ready. You just took it. I've never heard of such a business plan, but I loved it.
It was honestly exhilarating, babe. Like we gotta try to do that more often.
Yeah, I mean, we're the Thelma and Louise of pizza. We're the Bonnie and Clyde of pizza.
Change.
We're the Three Stooges of pizza.
I know, right?
If we hadn't have lost your sister, then we probably would have actually been the Three Stooges. But I don't like to dwell on the past.
You know what? She had it coming. She's the one who wore those shoes,
Change.
and she's the one who decided that it would be a good idea to bring her dog, and could only slow us down.
That's true. That was a very slow dog. Very slow dog.
Well,
And-
he's a basset hound. You know how those are.
Yes. Yeah, and I told her to pin the ears back for
Okay.
speed. I told her to put little skates on his paws
Change.
I told her to just put it in a baby carrier. Just put it in a baby carrier and just run. Run as fast. She didn't want to, so we left her behind. So she's in Flagstaff still.
Well, sucks to be her, because now we have all the pizza and all the soda we could possibly want.
That's true. Now, I mean, we may have to figure out like how to replace her in the long run, because her job was to get the salad.
Change.
Her job was to get the breadsticks.
Change.
Her job was to tell people about the party.
Oh.
So we got a lot of pizza and soda to drink, just me and you, because we didn't think about that. So there's no one at the party.
Oh. Well, I mean, I think depending on how you look at it, that may or may not be a problem,
I'm interested.
Well, I was thinking if you want,
Mhm.
we could just spend some time together, just the two of
Change.
us. If you want, we could go to opposite ends of the house
Okay.
and just watch Netflix and chill on our own.
Change.
If you want, we could just throw all this pizza out and enjoy each other's company for a little while, now that we got the sister and the dog out of the house.
I never really thought about that before, because we were always having these parties so that we wouldn't have to talk to your sister and her dog. But now that your sister and your dog are gone, they are gone. Maybe we don't need other people. Maybe it is time that we drop the third stooge. Maybe we do more like an Abbott and Costello. A 2-person show.
Oh, I have been waiting for you to get fed up with her. I thought if I kept bringing her around again and again, you'd eventually put your foot down and be the man of the house. Turns out we just had to lose her at the Little Caesars.
Dancing. Nicely done. And Ty, the Abbott Costello, Laurel and Hardy, all those good pairs. I like that Three Stooges was the one that.
For some reason, I was trying to think of them and yep, we're going.
Hey, it worked out though. Worked out. The
can't stall any
justification was
longer.
great. Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff.
I was waiting for the Marx Brothers myself, but I'm kind of
Ugh.
weird like that. Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on to a game called Switch, and this is one of my favorite games because I get to run the darn thing. So what's going to happen is we're going to divide up all of our actors into this nice squared circle or circular square or whatever shape you want to decide. It's kind of like a very avant-garde thing. What I'm going to need from all of you in the chat, though, is a bunch of suggestions for pretty much anything. And to get you started, I need y'all to tell me perhaps something bigger than a bread box that you use every day. Or maybe tell me a place that you've never been to but you'd like to go to. Or maybe give me a relationship between two people. Not lovers, but just a relationship. Or give me none of those things and just give me whatever is in your pretty head. Because what's going to happen is we are going to put these suggestions to each pair of actors that you see together. And how it works is Ty and Melanie are going to be a pair of actors, Melanie and Katie are going to be a pair of actors, Katie and Chris are going to be a pair of actors, and Chris and Ty are going to be a pair of actors in these following scenes. So, as you can see, it kind of goes clockwise in a circle. It's clever how we play with shapes like that. We're going to assign a different suggestion for each scene each pair of actors will be playing. And at any point, I can call out that suggestion, and we will switch to the scene that I called out. So, it's kind of like change, but only I have a giant remote control and can switch between actors. It is great stuff. Okay, let me take a look at the chat and see what we have as far as suggestions go. Oh, okay, right off the bat, I'm loving this. Ty and Melanie, your suggestion is Donkey Kong Champion.
Nice.
Donkey Kong Champion for Ty and Melanie. Let's see. Melanie and Katie, you're cousins. All right, cousins. We'll see what we can do.
Someone that's not lovers.
Well, yeah, I mean, guys, we are based in Alabama for full disclosure, but still, I mean, come on. Katie and Chris, actually, you are going to be, let me make sure I got that right. Katie and Chris, yes. Katie and Chris, you are going to be, your suggestion is Paris, actually. Paris.
Paris? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Chris and Ty, your suggestion in one of the more meta moments I've seen on the stream, you're going to be Twitch streamer. Twitch streamer for Chris and Ty. Okay. So, just so that everybody gets it in their head what they're going to be playing as pairs, let's go around the square one more time. Ty and Melanie, what is your suggestion?
Donkey Kong Champion.
Melanie and Katie, your suggestion.
Cousins.
Katie and Chris, your suggestion.
Paris.
And Chris and Ty.
Switching stream.
Which streamers?
Good streamers.
Yeah, we'll do that. Donkey Kong Champion sounds like a good note to start on, so let's do it. Ty and Melanie will start us off in this game of Switch, beginning in 3, 2, and 1.
It was a hell of a game.
That's a hell of a trophy.
Yeah, I mean, they literally built a trophy that looks exactly like the first level of Donkey Kong.
And you got it.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been working your whole life for this. It must be just exhilarating.
I mean, it is to a point, but at what cost? You know? I mean, I'm 62.
Don't beat up yourself. It's a hard game.
I missed my parents' funeral.
Well, it was sad. I represented us that day. I knew you were practicing, and and I know your arthritis is making it just even harder. And I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you are. I'm starting to think though, maybe this is a waste of my life.
Cousins.
Betty Sue. Betty Sue.
What?
Listen, I will wear just about anything you want me to wear as your bridesmaid. But that pink dress with the bow, honey, that has got to go. It is hideous.
No, it is not. It is not. I had it made especially for you.
So you're saying you think I look hideous? Is that...
No! Don't you remember when we were on the swings when we were little and you said, someday when you get married, I hope I'll wear a big pink dress with a huge bow? I remembered that.
Betty Sue, I said a lot of dumb things when I was a kid, but that doesn't mean I want it to happen in real life.
But you knew that Richie and I were going to get married. You knew that. So I figured you had planned the whole thing, and you did such a good job with my wedding. It's planned perfectly. And
Okay,
that dress
okay,
is
all right,
gorgeous.
okay. I'm sorry. If you want me to wear that dress that you picked out, I will do it, but only because it's you, Betty Sue. And this
Paris.
is
Here are the shoes.
City.
Yes, how do you know? You see me smoking my cigarette. Of course I'm French.
Right. That's what I thought. In America, no one smokes a cigarette quite like that. It's just, wow.
No, when you're here in Paris, as a French person, when you are born, they put the cigarette right into your little baby fingers. And then you learn how to not just to smoke it, to suck on the end of this thing. You caress it, you kiss it. When the smoke comes out, that is the love you have for the tobacco, You don't just smoke a cigarette, It's a process.
Sir, I barely know you, but let me just say, whew, I am feeling some type of way.
Oh, yes. I have this way with women like you that come to this. Normally you say it's because I've got this outrageous accent, But no, It's not outrageous. It's the cigarette in my fingers that makes me so sexy.
Well, they don't let us have advertising like that over in the U.S. I'll tell you that for sure.
Well, yes, they don't let you show the nipples on the TV. They want to hide everything that is so nice for life to you,
Oh
Twitch stream.
All right, so welcome to our show. We're really pumped to have you here. My name's Chad.
My name's Ty.
And we are gonna talk about some movie trailers today.
Total.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. All right, hey, Ty, what movie trailer have you watched recently?
Well, Chad, it's a little bit obscure. I've been really going back into the archives. I've been trying to relive my childhood of the 80s.
Nice.
And I just rewatched the trailer for the original Ghostbusters.
Whoa, that's so cool. I have a fun fact about that movie. Did you know that Harold Ramis was in it?
I'm still waiting for the fun part of that fact, Chad.
That's super fun. Not a whole lot of people know about that, Harold Ramis was pretty popular back then.
The fact that you just called him Ramis makes me kind of wonder if you really know what you're talking about, Chad.
What are you talking about? Bill Murray is also in it.
Yes, Bill Murray and Harold Ramis were fantastic.
I know. Isn't it awesome?
Cousins.
Oh, it is gorgeous. Now, bear with me. Look at this hairpiece I got for you. It's red. It'll bring out your cheeks.
Oh, Betty Sue. Betty Sue, I love you. I do.
Oh, Margie, I love you more than anything in the world.
Well, I hope you love your husband more than you love me, honey, or else we're going to have a problem. But...
Well...
Oh, no. No, Betty Sue.
Do you remember the other conversation we had at that spend the night?
Betty Sue, I don't know. I think you're just getting cold feet, sweetheart. It's just that it's...
My feet aren't cold at all. I'm doing what I should have done 20 years ago, and that's sweep you off your feet in that gorgeous pink dress.
Betty Sue, honey, I don't know if you understand how families work, but we're liable to have a family wreath if you sweeping some people off their feet,
But we're not going to have any kids, so
well,
that won't be weird looking.
Donkey Kong champion.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw you put your trophy in the pawn shop.
I did. I sold it. I sold it to the pawn shop. Because I need to start living
40
my life.
years it took you to get that trophy.
Yeah, I started practicing when I was 22. It was... Golly, I mean, it's a lot. I didn't live before then either. I was too busy. Playing Centipede. And then I realized there's no glory in Centipede. It's all the glories of Donkey Kong. And then
Listen, I fell in love with the Donkey Kong player. That's who you were when we met. That statue is what we've spent our lives working toward. Without that, who are you?
That's a good point. I mean, I have defined my life solely on Donkey Kong. I mean, I guess I could go back and see if I can get it back. I was going to spend the money, though, on a trip for us to see the world. That we could actually...
Can we bring the kids? Donkey and Kong?
Well, I was kind of figuring they would. I mean, they might have their own lives. They're 37 and 39 now, but I mean, we can see if they want to come. Maybe the grandkids too.
They're all in there playing games right now. We can go ask.
True. I don't know their names. I've been playing Donkey Kong too much.
Paris.
Well, I think I'm just gonna need you. I just need you to be my guide in this city.
Yes, I can take you anywhere you want to go. I can know all the best places. And what do you want to see? There's the Eiffel Tower. There's the Arc des Triomphes. And that's about it, you know. You can go to the big pyramid museum. I've never been.
Oh, yeah, that big pyramid museum. I read about that. But, you know, I just think I just want to be immersed in the culture of this magnificent city.
Oh, that's very easy. Here, light up the cigarettes. I'll get you some coffee.
Oh, thank you so much.
We can maybe mount out.
All right, so our next segment is I tried to connect some movies and see if Ty can figure out the connection. Okay, so since you brought up Ghostbusters, we're going to start with Ghostbusters. Next rung on the ladder, Ty, are you ready?
I'm ready, Chad.
It's holes. What's the connection?
Oh, holes. Yeah. So in the movie Holes, there were holes, and I do know Shia LaDouche was in that movie.
Yes, he was, and he was also in Ghostbusters. Here's a fun fact: he played the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, I don't really know if that fact is fun or accurate there, Chad.
Yeah,
Shia
he was a little
LaDouche would have
baby.
been about negative 30 years old in 1984.
He was a little baby. They just put him in. They just covered him in marshmallow, and then they let him just go crazy on a little miniature town. It was cool. It was behind the scenes.
I'll believe anything you say, Chad. I mean, you are running the Twitch stream, and I am your guest. So whatever you say.
Yeah,
And scene.
Shia LaDouche. Oh man.
Wow.
I thought you said Shia LaDouche at first.
I did too.
I did. Yeah.
The shots fired at Shia. Holy
Not
cow.
a fan. Not a fan. He rose me the wrong way.
No,
Shia
it was
LaDouche.
Sigourney Weaver.
Was she going to Holes?
Yeah, she was the warden.
Never saw the movie.
Wait, you never saw Holes?
No.
So our next.
You want to continue the Twitch stream conversation, but as Chris and Ty instead of chatting?
All right, so our next game is a game called Human Resources. We're gonna send Chris out of the room, so he's going. By that, we just mean he's gonna take his headphones off and think about watching Holes. So he's not gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to hear anything that we say. What we need in the chat for this, we need a couple of things. We need an occupation, any occupation whatsoever. We need a reason to be called into Human Resources. Now, before you go crazy, this is not a real reason to be called into Human Resources. We don't want to get into deep stuff. No real reasons to be called into Human Resources, and preferably not connected directly to the job that you also suggest. Just because we don't want to make it too easy for Chris. So we need an occupation. We need a ridiculous or weird reason to get called into Human Resources. And we need a famous person. Now, this can be a fictional or real-life person. That real-life person could be alive or dead. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as they're famous and we all know who they are, and that's all we need. So an occupation, a ridiculous reason to be called into Human Resources, and a famous person. Now, as you're chatting it up and throwing those suggestions in there for Chad to pick out some fun ones, what's going to be happening here is I'm going to be the Human Resources representative. And Chris's character is going to be called into Human Resources for the reason that you have suggested. But of course, like I said, he can't hear a word that we're saying. So he has no idea what job he does, why he's being called into Human Resources, and what he was doing that weird thing with, or who he was doing that weird thing with a famous person. So he's going to have to guess all that through very, very subtle hints from me. So that's basically how this works. Chad, do we have any suggestions yet?
Okay, so it looks like we're going to go with a zookeeper.
Ooh, a zookeeper. Wonderful. I like it.
Who clips his toenails at work.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah. Gotcha. Clips his toenails at work. Good.
And doing it with Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons. So, it's a zookeeper who clips his toenails at work with Richard Simmons, which is, I think, the best partner to have when you're clipping your toenails.
Clipping with the oldies, yeah.
Yeah. So once again, just mainly for me to not forget it, because that's been known to happen from time to time. Zookeeper who clips their toenails with Richard Simmons. So what we're going to do here, again, Chris has no idea what is going on, so we're going to give him the universal symbol of coming back into the room by pointing at our ears for him to put his headphones back in, and we will get started.
Hi.
Hi, yes, thanks for coming in and such short notice.
Oh no, it's not a problem. I really wasn't doing much. I was just sitting in my cubicle.
Okay. Well, we need to talk about that later, about maybe getting out of your cubicle a little bit more and actually taking care of the things you need to take care of, because that's the main part of what we do. So maybe get out of your cubicle a little bit more often. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day.
Okay.
We just really need to talk about some issues that have been brought to our attention.
It have to do with me bringing my gym shoes and leaving them on the floor because I'm getting pills for that. It's a fungus.
Yeah, so we're not as worried about that. We're not as worried about that. But we're worried about you. We're worried about you and your health.
Oh.
So I have a pamphlet on that for you. Here you go. So that'll give you all the information on your fungus. But it's not exactly that. It's a little bit worse than that. So yeah, it's a little bit dicey. So it's really just being annoying to a lot of people because you're not keeping it contained. Okay, even if you're keeping it contained, it might be an issue. But because they're flying everywhere,
yes.
they're getting on people's desks.
Oh yes. I'm sorry.
That's a hard word to say. They're getting. One of them flew into Janice's coffee.
Oh, Janice deserves it though, because she's not a very nice person. And,
if you want to put lodge a formal complaint, you can do that. Okay, I have a form here for you. Here you go.
I didn't know there were forms for that.
Yeah, we have forms for everything.
I really don't pay a lot of attention. Now I'm sorry for my things getting out. I thought maybe the walls of my cubicle would corral those flying stuff off of me into the area. I didn't realize that it was getting out.
And I will say, even if they weren't flying all over the place, even if you kept them well contained and then threw them away afterwards like a normal person, it still would be an issue because it's just not hygienic, especially with your fungus. Okay, so we just can't have that happening. Especially because we have the health of everyone, our patrons, right?
Yes. Our patrons are important.
Yes, those who we keep alive. Also.
Yes. Well, it's better. I mean, they pay more money than those who die. So we try and make sure that the living ones are our best patrons.
Yes. Well, I'm not talking just about the patrons. I'm talking about our responsibilities, right? Our responsibilities to the living creatures, right? So,
yes,
we need to make sure that they're taken care of, and maybe you should do some personal hygiene stuff at home, right? So you're taking care of them more.
Well, that's true. It should do it at home, otherwise it becomes public hygiene. So it would be personal hygiene if I did it myself. So I think maybe I should just, when it comes to hygiene.
Yes.
Do it on my own time.
All hygiene.
In my own personal spaces.
Exactly. All personal hygiene.
Yeah.
All your hygiene.
My hygiene.
Own time. Your own time, your own place.
We keep saying hygiene and it stops sounding like a word.
Well, that's true. That happens from time to time. But on the topic of hygiene, right? I have noticed a couple of the cages have enclosures. We don't call them cages anymore.
No, we don't do that. That's they're enclosures.
Yes, they're habitats.
Sounds more humane.
Are looking a little rough, and that's your job, and maybe you should stop being in your cubicle so often.
Well, and so I'm just thankful that at my position I even have a cubicle, because most people who do my job don't get cubicles.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought it was a joke that you were putting me in an enclosure. It's funny.
But, we don't know how you got there. We don't know why you just claimed it one day, and we just didn't want to say anything.
Well, I didn't. I'm glad because I like it.
Okay. Good.
Well, so when I come into my job and I make sure the enclosures are defunctified.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's what I consider myself a defunkifier.
Yes. Well, you're a little bit more than that, right? So
I know I'm more than that, but that's in my mind. I do.
Yeah. You got to prep food, and you have to make sure that they're healthy.
Yes.
right? Because
And
we don't want another
we don't want 'em
incident when
dying.
that field trip came through and one of the animals was real sick
That's
and
true.
it got all over them. There was no
Didn't know.
splash zone because
Didn't know.
everyone
Yep.
got hit.
I had no
Everyone got
idea.
hit.
Yeah, I had no idea that Shamus couldn't eat chili like that. That's my bad, and
Yes.
I apologize.
Well, you should. You should. That I mean, on your resume it said that you had a degree, so
did.
we assume that.
My degree was in marine biology / zoology.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Just checking because I forget. It's been so long.
Yes, but that's what it was. That's what it said on your resume.
Okay.
Yeah, and and we appreciate you. One thing you have done a really good job of is keeping them in shape. Right.
Yes.
You make sure they exercise. You make sure, and I know.
Call me the Richard Simmons. Like I'll make sure that they're doing their jazzercising.
That's interesting that you bring him up, because we think that someone may be helping you with your hygiene.
That's very just almost insane that came up like that. Now, when I say call me Richard Simmons, that's because I don't want my friend Richard Simmons really getting in trouble for helping me out.
Gotcha. I didn't know if you were phoning a friend and you were trying to get Richard Simmons to call you to help you to bail you out of trouble.
To be honest, he was the first fitness person I could think of. So that's just how that serendipity came about.
Gotcha. Well,
but so now I want to go back to all my flying stuff.
Right. Yes.
Now I feel bad that I do that. And I'm sorry that Richard Simmons was helping me do that.
Yes, which is weird. You should do that by yourself.
Well, it's more fun with a friend. Now these nails that are flying off of me, the foot ones they're pretty gnarly, and I apologize.
Yes, and that's what's rough. We don't like that. Yes, you got to stop that.
Well, I'll make sure that, and I apologize for this. I hope it doesn't jeopardize my position here, but I'll make sure that I will no longer clip my toenails.
Yes.
In office, and especially around Janice, even though she deserves it, with Richard Simmons. Now, because I'm a zookeeper and feeder animal feeder.
Yes, I'm glad you finally figured that out. That now you can do your job more effectively. So thank you so much.
As long as I get out of my cubicle.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
Oh, that was to Richard Simmons. That was serendipitous. That was good.
I don't think that's ever happened before that you just said who it was out of the blue.
I was expecting Jane Fonda. I don't know.
It was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, fitness. Richard Simmons.
I love it. Ty's eyes are like, yes!
All right. Makes my job easier.
Just about to start that.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. We're going to be moving on to our next game. Is a game called Abridged. This is
and I.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I seem to have messed up that one a little bit. It might take me a second to put that together. So sorry.
Well, you can just tell us what the order is, and we can do it that way.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is Chad's going to tell us what the actual order is of us. But what's going to happen in this game is once we find out who's in the first spot, we're going to be making a story in 60 seconds. They've only got 60 seconds to come up with this story of which, by the suggestion, let's just get a title of a story that's never existed. Just make up any title. It could be the Blue Rock. I don't know. It could be anything. Just type in a title of a story. If you can't think of a title of a story, just throw in a word and we'll string some words together to make up a title. But what's going to happen is the first player is going to have 60 seconds. They're going to have a minute to sort of tell this story, or at least a form of the story, a minute. Then we're going to be showing you abridged versions of this story. So the next player is going to do that same story in as much in entirety as they can in 30 seconds. The third player is going to try to do the whole thing in 15 seconds. And the final player will have 5 seconds to do the entire story. Excuse me. So, Chad, do we know the order that we'll be doing this in?
Yes. Melody will start us out with 60 seconds. Katie will do 30 seconds. Ty will do 15 seconds. And you, Chris, will do the 5 seconds.
I'll do the 5. Okay, cool.
And I have my timer ready to go. So.
All right. And do we have a title or a suggestion for this from the audience?
Okay. Crazy Ninja Chris suggests The Preposterous Imposter.
Ooh.
Oh man, that sounds like it exists. But we're gonna give our version because that. If it doesn't, that should exist as a title.
We're gonna fact check that later.
So the preposterous, I can't even say that. Preposterous hippopotamus.
We should write preposterous.
Imposter.
Impostor.
There we go.
The
Preposterous imposter.
preposterous hippopotamus. Anyway, preposterous imposter. Melanie's gonna start at 60 seconds. Whenever you want.
Am I getting a go?
In 3, 2, and 1.
Hello, I'm Penelope. I'm the preposterous imposter. What people don't realize is that because I walk around with this invisibility cloak, they can't see me, and so I can pretend to be them. I went into a wedding the other day, and I pretended I was the groom. I walked right up to the front, and I knocked Georgie, was his name, out of the way, and I said, I do. And the bride said, I don't see you.
30 seconds.
So what I realized is that I could go to a bank and withdraw funds by simply saying I was someone else. So I went in there, and I didn't tell them I was Penelope, the preposterous imposter. I told them I'm
15.
George, the guy that got married. And they believed me, and they gave me all his funds because I had my spouse with me. Because yes, she did marry me. She's
5.
fabulous. So I am Penelope, and it's a big secret.
And scene. Nice. Okay. Well,
was
seriously,
meaty.
1 minute. That was
That
beautiful.
was meaty.
Yeah. That was a lot to go on. So now we
Good
get
luck
to
with
see,
that.
yeah, we get to see if Katie can do basically Bridgerton in 30 seconds. Preposterous imposter in 30 seconds. Everything we just saw. Cut it down. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Penelope, the preposterous imposter, and I have to tell you that I have a great trick. I have a cloak of invisibility, ha ha! And what I realized is that if I sneak into a wedding,
15
I
seconds.
can accidentally marry George's fiance, whose name I didn't catch, but she married me. And so now she and I are married,
5.
so I went right into the bank and I stole George's money. Isn't that grand? I'm Penelope.
see. Lovely. 30 seconds.
90%
on the
wedding,
nose.
5% heist. I like that. I don't know where the other 5% went.
That was basically Ocean's 11. Okay, so Ty is going to have to cut that down even further and give us the abridged version. This is the preposterous imposter in 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my name is Penelope. I'm the preposterous imposter, and I wear an invisibility cloak. I once jumped into a wedding. I could be whoever I want to be because they can't see me. I pushed George out of the way and married his
5
bride.
seconds.
We went to the bank. I said, hey, I'm George. I'm not Penelope. They gave me all the money. Shh, I'm Penelope.
Yeah, see. Well played. Okay, somehow I feel like we're getting more detail even as it gets shorter. Now, we had better get a darn mini-series out of this 5 seconds we're going to get from Chris in 3, 2, 1.
Don't marry me. Take your money. Stop Penelope the preposterous imposter.
That's it!
I think I hit all of it.
Oh, you did. This is the whole thing.
I heard everything.
It's as if John Cleese was alive and with us today.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. That was fun. That was a good story. That was a good job. All right. So this next game we're going to do is going to be for Katie and Melanie. What we're going to need are just any 2 suggestions, and they could be anything. And in fact, Chad, this might be a good opportunity for you to go back and maybe pull some suggestions that we haven't used yet for this game, because this is probably the most simple game we have. There's really no gimmicks, no tricks. Katie and Melanie will be improvising a scene, but they'll be using 2 suggestions that we get from you guys, and they can use those suggestions any way they see fit. They can make them literal. They can make them, just references to them. Doesn't matter. They're theirs. They're going to be improvising a scene, free form, using 2 suggestions. So, Chad, do we have suggestions for Katie and Melanie to use in this scene, conveniently called 2 suggestions?
All right, we have helicopter pilot
Helicopter pilot. All right.
and squishy muscles.
That's those muscles are so squishy. All right, squishy muscles.
Yeah, the squishy.
All right. You go to the ghetto to pump you up with your squishy muscles. All right, so this scene will have something to do with helicopter pilot squishy muscles. Those are their suggestions that they can use as they see fit. This is 2 suggestions with Katie and Melanie in 3, 2, and 1.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful from up here. I'm a little nervous though.
Oh,
First time in a helicopter.
oh, don't be nervous. Listen, we are gonna have a good time, like just the two of us, just connecting, you know,
Yeah.
nothing else
Yeah.
around. Just,
It's so high. We're so high.
right, yeah. Right
That
now,
volcano? That's a volcano.
yeah, isn't it gorgeous? I think it's great.
Yeah. So you like thrills more than I realized.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought when you said you were ready for adventure on your profile that you would think this is fun, but I'm gathering you hate it. You hate it.
No,
my God,
I don't
you
hate it.
You hate
no,
it.
no. You are pulling me out of my comfort zone, which has really pretty much been my living room. So this is out there, and I really wanted to meet you. And when you said you were a pilot, I thought of Sully Sullenberger, and just thought, oh my gosh, how sexy.
Right. A lot of people say that I look like a Sully. I always thought they were referring to the one from that Disney movie. But maybe
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. I watch that a lot. Yeah, I watch that a lot. It's my favorite. You do kind of look like Scully.
Okay, thanks for that. Well, this date is going so well. I didn't mean to terrify you by bringing you up here. I just,
It's okay. It's okay.
it's just beautiful.
I feel like your hand should be on that wheel.
Oh yeah.
You know.
No worries. Sometimes I like to just fly around with no hands. It's fine. I got it.
It makes me nervous. You're very strong. I mean, my muscles are very squishy. I don't think I could be a pilot like you.
Yeah, I know you are pretty frail, honestly.
Yeah, I have brittle bones.
Oh, you didn't mention that in your profile.
No, it scares people away. They're afraid they're gonna break me if they shake my hand, and they do sometimes.
Oh, how fun! What a fun fact.
Yeah.
This is wow.
So if we go down, I won't survive. Because
right.
My bones.
Wow, and those squishy muscles of yours.
Yeah.
That's such a fun. You know what? I thought this was going to be a really fun date idea, and now I'm realizing that I don't have an escape plan. It's just the two of us up here.
There's no parachute. You have no parachutes. There's no parachutes.
Oh, I wasn't.
There's no escape plan.
I wasn't talking about. We don't need to escape the helicopter. I just meant escaping this situation might be good at this time, because this date is really like a lot of my other dates.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. It's you. I'm so sorry. This is just, I'm not, I I admire you for getting out of your living room comfort zone, though.
That was a big step. I mean,
it was.
Do you know how many Klonopins I had to pop to just walk out the door?
Oh, I know a thing or two about that. And let me tell you that I am really proud of you for walking out the front door, getting in this helicopter. But
do you want one? I have a whole jar.
Oh, I see that.
Nothing like helicopter pilots with jars of Klonopin. And my favorite line of that whole thing was, "So if we go down, I'm not going to make it." As if everyone else will, because of your bones are so brittle. Good stuff.
Oh my.
Ready for our final game there, Chad? Yeah, we are. All right, guys. This is one of my favorite games because, again, we get to send Chris out of the room. So everybody say, bye, Chris. Take your things out. Cool. Bye, all right, guys. We're going to be playing our favorite game show of all time called Choose a Loser. And what I'm going to need from the audience is a whole bunch of... Well, what I'm going to need for Katie is the proper background.
I don't have it, so it's fine.
Do you have another number?
No, I have. Listen, I have a great background. Let me just pull it up for us. This is what I have.
Perfect.
All
right? Okay.
Hey. Just
Okay.
imagine there's a number 3 on that, and you're good to go. Okay, guys, what we're going to need is a bunch of suggestions for either famous people, fictional or real, doesn't matter. We need famous people. We need people who are going through a transition of some sort, or like a change of some sort. So, like from one thing to another, or they're experiencing something. And we also need like other weird quirks or other weird things, kind of like Tourette's, but not Tourette's. It happens quite a bit. Yeah, exactly. Just some kind of weird quirk that would make them unusual or maybe annoying on a date, as it were. Because what's going to happen is Chris is going to be our eligible person who is seeking to find love in the last resort TV show, Choose a Loser. And our losers are going to be comprised of your suggestions. So please put them in the chat. Again, famous people, quirks, changes, all that sort of thing. So you know what? Hey, Katie, it's all good. We know who you are. It's fine. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and... All right.
I think Chris just put his headphones in.
Yeah, that's great. All right.
I saw him rip them out of his ears.
Yeah. He's like, okay, we'll go back. Oh wait, no, we're not doing that. All right, cool. That is brilliant.
Oh, because of me, probably.
All right. So guys, sincerely, put as many in. Don't be shy. If you think you're done, believe me, we could use all the ones we can get. So let's see. First of all, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ah, all right.
Ron Weasley.
Okay.
We have likes Clonopin too much. Math Magic. Bad case of the Wiggles. Which,
okay.
I mean, I think we can extrapolate that. We could also say the Wiggles. Can't blink both eyes at the same time. All right, and we're still open for any more, but while we're waiting, do any of those just like really speak to any of y'all?
I'm good with whatever you choose, chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'll leave it up to you, you powerful.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so this might be a little too easy, but Ty, how do you feel about Ron Weasley?
You know, I like him.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is a great dude. Okay. You're Ron Weasley who can't blink both eyes at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
We also have the Pope and Wicked Gobbler. Not even sure what Wicked Gobbler is. Or a Viking. Ooh, that's great. All right. Let's see here.
The
Katie.
Pope with the Wiggles.
Oh, the Pope with the Wiggles? Do you want that,
Yeah.
Melanie?
I can be the Pope with the Wiggles.
Be the Pope with the Wiggles. Okay. Katie. How do you feel about Viking Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh my.
You
What
don't
an
have
adventure
to.
this will be. Okay.
You can try.
No, I'm gonna, I will yes and you, Chad.
Okay.
I don't know how yet, but yes and.
The accent's halfway there, guys. Okay. All right. So anyway, so with that weirdness out of the way, let's go over one more time just to reiterate who our contestants are. Contestant number 1, you are
Ron Weasley, who cannot blink both eyes at the same time.
Melanie, you are
Wiggly Pope.
Wiggly. Katie, you the contestant number 3, you are.
Viking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Alrighty then. This so the idea is Chris is going to have to ask a whole bunch of questions to try to figure out which of these losers he wants to take on a date, and he has no idea who they are because his ears are out. So he'll have to try to figure out through asking these rounds of questions. So, with that being said, we'll give Chris the universal symbol for put your ears back in. So, Chris. And welcome back to Choose a Loser. It is so good to have you on. You are our 15th repeating customer, contestant, whatever. We'll just call you anything we want by this point, but remind us of who you are.
Yes, my name's Veronica, and I am a customer. I have all your merchandise as well. And I'm just so excited that maybe finally I will find a loser I love.
As long as you don't speak to our manager. Veronica, please ask your questions to choose your loser.
I will, thank you. Contestant number 1. When I was growing up, I used to always just sort of like saunter out into the forest and find like babbling brooks and little streams and flowers and stuff.
Yes.
I was like a little nature person. What sort of things did you do as a child that like maybe you kind of wish you could go back to?
Well, I played a lot with my brothers. I have a lot of older brothers, and I played a lot with them. They played tricks on me sometimes. So, I'd like to fly around on my brooms and stuff. And they would play tricks on me and say, oh, it's over there. And then it wasn't over there. It was kind of fun, especially my 2 immediate older brothers. They would really play a lot of tricks on me.
Well, that sounds like you just had a busy childhood. I was an only child, so I can't relate, but that sounds fun.
Oh, yes.
Contestant number 2, outside of just babbling brooks and streams and flowers and stuff, I was super into animals. And I knew the scientific names for like all of the flora and the fauna out in the forest. That's the plants and the animals, for those of you that don't speak the flora-fauna language. Is there any special interest that you had as a child or like a kid growing up that like, if money wasn't an object, that's just something you would want to spend your life doing?
I never had an interest in the money. I do love, however, to know the Latin names of the creatures the God has put on the earth.
Oh, that sounds kind of like what I did. Okay, well maybe we do have something in common. Contestant number no number. My question for you has to do with like if you could do like. I was hearing voices in my head. I'm sorry. I thought my schizophrenia was coming back. Contestant number no number. When you were a child, was there any special place like the vacations and stuff that your parents would take you, that maybe some memorable summer experience that you had?
Well, I'll tell you the best summer experience was when you can just pillage and plunder whatever you want.
Oh, yes. That sounds fun.
Just terminate everything.
Oh, yeah.
In sight. And
well. And yes, and fill in the blank. That's almost like an ellipses. ... No, I like it. My imagination can run wild when you do that. Please continue that. So, contestant number 1. Now, I have been on lots of dates. Like, I can't even lost count. So many now. But I've never been on that perfect one. And I'm curious to know, what is your idea of just that absolutely perfect date?
Well, of course, the best thing that I found is to, if I could bring you along with me to the girls' restroom. Yes. And I would speak to the snake. And because, I've been really listening. I like to listen to my best friend when he sleeps. And so I speak to the snake. The snake would open up. And we'd go down into the chamber, and we would destroy part of a soul, and then we would just kiss right there with all the water and everything on us. It'd be so romantic,
Yes, it sounds romantic. Nothing sounds better than kissing the giant snakes and stuff. All right.
Oh yes.
Contestant number 2. Now, I love it when people that I'm seeing or in relationships with, or even just met for first time, or random strangers for that matter, give me gifts and baubles and trinkets and things. If you were going to give a gift or a present to someone that you fancied, what kind of things do you like to give them to show them how much you care?
Well, Domine Patre, Spiritus Sancto, I have these are the teeth of Saint Ignatius with the gums attached and the lips. And they are holy and sacred, and they have been in this jar for 2,000 years, and I would give them to someone to show my love and the love of the God.
Oh, that sounds nasty. But gifts are gifts. Don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, even if it's lips attached. Okay. Contestant number 3. Now, I have always imagined that when that special someone that decides that they want to propose to me, that there's just some sort of magnanimous situation and just romantic. have you ever envisioned of how you would do that proposal to that special someone, and how do you think that would go about?
Well, probably if I wanted something, like I mentioned, pillaging, plundering, that's sort of my vibe, you know?
Yes, I got that.
So I probably would just show up, and actually people just find me attractive, so I don't really need to woo anyone per se. I just show up, and then people like me, you know?
Oh, yes,
sometimes entire states, they just all like me all at the same time.
Well, that's good for you. All right. Well, that sounds nice. I guess that proposal it's almost like a boomerang proposal. You know, it's like I propose to you instead because you're so gorgeous. Okay. Contestant number 1, I've got one final question for you. Now, I want to have just a wonderful, beautiful place to like retire to. It's like once I get done doing my zoologies. And I want to make sure that maybe you've given some thought about to where maybe 15, 20, 35 years down the road, where we might end up if we stay together. Have you given that much thought?
You know, I haven't given it too much thought. You know, ever since my accidents with my eyelids, I haven't really been able to see the full picture at all times. You know, because it's like I get a little bit snaps here and then a little bit on this other side, and then I just keep getting little half shots of everything. But, you know, I figured eventually my parents will die, and we could probably just, you know, live at their house. I mean, it has plenty of room. There's plenty of room there. We just keep adding rooms to it. And, you know, it's a nice little place to burrow down, you know, and start a family as my parents did, you know.
Well, that sounds nice. You know, it's nothing against keeping the homes in the family. It's nice. So contestant number 2, I've got one final question for you, and this has to do with children. Now, I've been thinking about I might want to have a couple or more, maybe just thought. Have you given much thought to children? And if so, how many would you want to have, and maybe what kind of names would you want to give?
I have so many children in the world.
Oh, you get around.
I have no need of my own child biologically, and with you we would have the children of the world because they are children of God. John, Paul. I like Ringo. It's not part of the story originally, but I like him. But if that's a deal breaker, I don't know. But I think I could show you the love of all of the children in the world. You are a child of mine because you are a child of God.
Okay, well, that's a weird answer, but I'll accept it. Contestant number 3, I've got one very final question for you, and this kind of special. It has to do with our special night, if that was to ever happen. That the first night that we get to see each other in ways that we haven't before. I'm speaking of our wedding night because obviously I don't do anything until I get married. So, but how do you see our honeymoon maybe going? That special evening or that special trip that we would have? Have you given much thought to honeymoons?
Well, we would definitely would be on a boat.
Ooh.
We would go someplace new and unexplored, and then just take over everything that's there. Like I said, just terminate the entire whatever lives there. It won't anymore. It'll just be us.
Yeah. Well, that sounds great. That sounds grand. Just kill everybody. That sounds wonderful.
Well, speaking of termination, it's time for us to terminate to a commercial. But first, before we do, we need to know, Veronica, are you going to choose a loser?
Well, I think I'm contractually obligated to choose one of these losers, but I know who I don't want first. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say no to contestant number 2, because contestant number 2, it's like the Pope, who has got the shakes and the jitters or something. Can't stop moving and grooving. Okay, good. And I definitely don't want. And plus, they do want to have children because that's. And contestant number 3, I'm gonna have to say sorry as well, because you're interesting, as I will have to say. I had to give you a lot of thought, and maybe I haven't thought hard enough. But what I'm thinking though is that you're some kind of Viking, maybe like an Arnold Schwarzenegger Viking or something.
Oh my
gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a little confused with the attractiveness because I do not find him attractive at all. But I will definitely take contestant number 1 because there's just you've been winking at me all night with your weird blinking problems you got going on there, Ron Weasley.
Yes, wonderful Accio contestant.
Oh,
that was fun. That was
McDonald's
fun.
gift cards all around. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's good times. Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I know I had a great time here tonight. I'd like to thank the saxophonists for the raid. It's been thank you for bringing in those folks. Thank you guys for those of you guys haven't checked to see how many of you guys stuck around for the show. But if you did, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked what you saw, give us a follow. We've got shows usually every Thursday, Saturday night, and Tuesday nights at 7:30. We do Jackbox games. Also on our YouTube channel. We have archives of all of our old previous shows, and I was just actually going back around watching some of those today, and some of those are freaking hilarious. So just check if you get bored and you've got 30, 40 days free, just go ahead and look at all those episodes. So yeah, there's definitely close to 100 hours on there, so you'll have a good time. I'd like to thank Melanie for playing with us tonight. Thank Katie. And of course, thank Ty. These three have been staples of our CGI improv over the last year. Actually, I think this was the exact cast we had last Thursday, so it's always a pleasure playing with these guys. And of course, Chad, thank you for running all the buttons and the whistles and the bells and the knobs. And I'm going to turn it over to you real quick for the title selection of our shows. Quickly become the favorite part of my show. Before I do, if any of you guys have any last minute title ideas for the show, feel free to type those in now. And Chad, what do we have so far?
Yes, please go ahead and do those. We're a little light on titles tonight, and we have some brilliant lines. So yeah, anything you like at all, go ahead and put it in the chat. That would be great. But before I read off the titles that we have, and to give you a quick chance to do that, I want to thank Bioloni BWV. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Pretty sure I did. But thanks for the follow. Rock and Roll 0928. Thanks for the gift sub, as well as all the bit cheering. Crazy Ninja Chris, Jana Fidgets, Miss Marauder 7, and Katie Joe, Comedy Girly, Eagle Panini. Thank you all so much for the financial support tonight. We really, really do appreciate that. That goes a long way. Biscuit, spelled with a 1 and with 1s and 7s and an underscore. Thank you so much for being our latest follower, as well as Frodo. Biscuits. As well as Frodo NL, which I hope that means you're from the Netherlands because, yeah, I know Dutch. We can talk. It's great. And the saxophonist, obviously, for the wonderful raid. We really do appreciate it. Hey, everybody, go follow the saxophonist as well. Yeah. I've seen his stream. He is very musically talented, really cool guy, and his followers are amazing, as you have seen tonight. Okay, so let's see here. First of all, we have Shia LaDouche.
I hope that's not the title of our show.
You look terrible. Hi, Gene. And
hi, Gene.
And there's a little bit of a debate going on in the chat as we speak. Blink Winkin or Blinky Winkin. So yeah, which is I do much...
like Blink Winkin.
Yeah, Blink Winkin.
I like Blink Winkin. Blink
Winkin, yeah.
I like that.
Blink Winkin, he said with a nod. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Blink Winkin.
Fly in here.
Right. Okay, so yeah, Blink Winkin sounds like it might be at least a staff choice. So any of you guys? Yeah,
I'm good with Blink Winkin. I like Blink Winkin.
I think it's great.
All right, we'll go with that.
I would feel bad if we named it Shia LaDouche. So
yeah,
especially because he watches our shows.
No, he's there. He's stoned out of his gourd, but he watches them.
Blink Winkin. So thank you to Crazy Ninja Chris for that. We appreciate
Chris.
that. And also, yes, that is in fact a doggo in the frame there. So yeah,
Doggo.
Good times, good
Real
times.
one.
Absolutely. All right, and for our raid tonight, because we like to spread the love and keep things moving forward, you know, we call ourselves Chaotic at Improv, but we haven't really done a whole lot with Dungeons & Dragons yet. But I would like to raid the Dungeons & Dragons stream from someone who we visited before, Film Roast, who is trying their hand at D&D tonight. So
right on.
why not?
Okay.
Go say hi to him.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I also would like to remind everyone who's watching that lives in the Birmingham area or somewhere around near here, July 30th and 31st, we'll be back to doing live shows. It'll actually be our first live shows as CGI, so that's going to be actually something very fun. The company that's existed for a year now. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys can tune in. This Saturday we will not be having a show, I think. I think our cast is doing weird things, so we're not going to be streaming Saturday unless someone frees up. But with that, Chad, go ahead. You can do that stream. I'd like to thank everyone for playing, Chad for running the stream, and all you guys for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Sorry, real quick, we had last-minute questions in the chat. Next stream will be Tuesday, Biscuit, Tuesday at 7:30 Central. That will be our Jackbox game. Next, and the next improv stream will be next Thursday at 7:30, and of
Saturday,
course,
then,
and Saturday as well. And the live ones will be it will be in Lee Branch. We'll give the exact details. Keep checking us out on social media and chaoticgoodimprov.com. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Say hi to Film Roast.